What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some counterpunching to do today concerning Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, Premier Boxing Champions, and a question that was asked by Showbiz the Adult. Shout outs to you. And he asked the question, hey, let me know, is Terence Crawford the new Boogeyman? Is he being avoided? What's going on? Let me know. And I did so. As he will see, as he's seen. And I'm doing it directly to everyone in this audience. He asked the question, now I have to counterpunch with the answer. The answer to that question is yes, Terence Crawford is the Boogeyman. He's been the Boogeyman ever since he stepped foot across the welterweight line, people. Yes, he is that guy. Okay? The guy that gave Pacquiao fits is the same guy he knocked out Jeff Horn. Now Jeff Horn's a bum. You know? Jose Benavidez. He was an undefeated fighter that took a cheap shot to push Terence Crawford, called out Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford put him down, knocked him out in the 12th round. Now he's a one-legged fighter that shouldn't have been in there. Same guy that called out Errol Spence on national TV, on video, on, what was it, live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, one of those live social medias. Called him out. We know who won that debacle, who made more sense, who wanted to fight who. We knew that. Errol Spence, we haven't heard anything. Shawn Porter, it was back and forth. Now what really helped the Premier Boxing Champions and the fans of thereof was Terence Crawford saying that he did not have any interest of fighting Shawn Porter, but the only reason for that is because he no longer had the WBC strap. Errol Spence did. It's strap season, people, for Terence Crawford. It's always been strap season for Terence Crawford. He hasn't just wanted to fight fights just for the hell of it. You know, a no chancer versus Terence Crawford. Who wants to see that fight? Nobody. But Terence Crawford wants to fight the best. But these guys are not standing up for the test. They're not doing it. Now, give you some examples. Danny Garcia fought, defeated Ivan Redcash. 12 rounds. Danny Garcia, I felt, should have knocked him out, but of course, you're not going to knock every fighter out. So, I didn't bash him like other people did. Other people, oh, Danny threw, he's gone, he's over the hill. You're just not going to knock everyone out, especially a guy determined to either knock you out or survive, because a lot of these fighters, they have heart. So that didn't happen. But the thing that stuck out is after the fight, after the decision was called, they asked Danny Garcia who he wanted. He said a rematch with Thurman, Porter, Spence, Pacquiao, but no Terence Crawford. And that's the first thing I'm like, nobody said that at all. Nobody said that at all. Right? Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter, of course, is the guy that, the PBC claimed that Terence Crawford was ducking simply because he's not interested in fighting him because he has no belt. This is what he said on his Instagram or Twitter. I'll fight Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and Conor McGregor. Look, I know Conor McGregor's a hot commodity. I know what those guys trying to do. They're trying to emulate the Floyd success. You can't do that until you've beat the guys that Floyd beat before he could call the shots like he did, which I would disagree with to a certain degree, but he did nonetheless. These guys have to pretend like, hey, they have to stop pretending, rather, that, hey, I'm like Floyd. Conor McGregor is a guy, yes, he's hot property, but if you guys have any kind of integrity, why, oh why, in the history of Hades, or you're trying to call out Conor McGregor, a UFC fighter? Sure, I know the money, but come on, Sean Porter, you're supposed to be about integrity. You're supposed to want to fight and take on the best. And the one name you took and you left out was Terence Crawford. And you know what I mean? And you know what? The excuses are going to come pouring in. Oh, well, Terence Crawford said he didn't even want to fight him. He said he wasn't interested in a fight, so why should he call out Terence Crawford? Why should he call out Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor never called him out. Why would you want to fight a guy that's from another universe? And you guys have problems fighting someone from another network that's in your same sport. Look, Terence Crawford is the new Boogeyman. You guys can accept it or reject it, okay? But it is what it is, and eventually it's going to come to the light. You guys are going to have to wake up. If those guys keep avoiding those fights, that's what's making boxing shitty to this day. And you got guys like Al Heyman not enforcing these fights to happen. He'd rather him fight somebody we never heard of or we just don't want to see. And I'm not shitting on Sean Porter's record or nothing like that. I'm questioning what his motives are. He's a guy with no belt. If you fight Terence Crawford, hey, at least you'll get the WBO. Why you ain't call him out? Why you didn't call a champ out? At Sean Porter's a stage in his career right now, he should be wanting to get the next available belt. So he could call out Terence Crawford if Terence Crawford is not busy with a mandatory or he has no other fight lined up. Why not call out that guy? You want to call out Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman don't even have a fucking belt. Yeah, he beat you. I get it. But come on, man. You're wasting your time at this point. You're spinning your wheels. Those guys are like a hamster over there. Like, you know, a hamster goes around and around. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing at that point. Yes, Terence Crawford is the Boogeyman. Nobody wants him. They avoided the WBO being a sanctioning body, a world champion sanctioning body association. They omitted that from their banner up top. They had the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. And then they had the WBA regular for Manny Pacquiao. Make that make sense. He wasn't even considered the super champion. He was the regular champion. Come on, man. What is this? But look, those guys don't want to take that risk because they know they're getting compensated enough. That's one thing about Al. He'll keep you satisfied and complacent. And these guys are used to that because they're getting spoiled over there. It's always like going to a job where your boss don't make you work. He doesn't make you work over there. You know, but really little do they realize that the work that they are doing and the work that Al Heyman or the fights that he puts in front of them, they're just padding his pockets on a safe route. Okay? They're not taking risk because Al Heyman is enjoying and he's comfortable with the money that they're giving him. He's comfortable how his PBC is ran because he knows he can make fights that really nobody wants to see, but no one really that's on that top of that echelon will take a risk and worry about their status being interrupted until they feel like retiring or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're not in any situation where they feel uncomfortable in a fight that they could lose. Terence Crawford is that threat. Terence Crawford is that guy that could probably kick every ass up there. And they know it. They fucking know it. They know that Terence Crawford is a guy that can go in there and fuck up everything. Al Heyman's like, oh, hell no. Oh, no way in Hades that this guy is going to come over here from ESPN and I'm going to match him up with my fighters? Hell no. And they're all showing that they can lose. And the only person that mentioned Terence Crawford is Errol Spence. Right? And then even Errol Spence, when you hear him talk, Terence Crawford is the last option. With Manny Pacquiao, and then I might fight Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, then Terence Crawford. Why isn't Terence Crawford first? Why isn't he first? Or second at least, because that's strap season. I'm about strap season, man down. But he's last. He's your last option? Why is Terence Crawford your last option, the number one best fighter in the world? And that shows you there's no integrity over that. You know, There's no integrity. There's no integrity with that at all. That's what we're not seeing in this day of boxing, especially on that platform. I want PBC to surprise me with some shit they never done. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder is not good enough because we've already seen that. Again, spinning wheels. Spinning wheels. You know, they'll give you a Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman rematch. Spinning wheels. Spinning wheels. Okay, we'll give you a Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter rematch. Spinning wheels. Again, the same shit. Regurgitated. Okay? What goes around comes around and around and around again, and that's the game that they're playing over there. But they're not in no shape, form, or fashion willing to go out and get that other belt. Look at the heavyweight division, okay? Why isn't it people trying to break their neck, except Andy Ruiz? Everybody's shitting on the poor bastard, but guess what? Andy Ruiz was real enough to inbox Eddie Hearn and made Al Heyman do that deal. But if that's the case, do you think those other guys are doing that, or can they do that? See, that's always a big question. Can they? How much leeway, how much leverage do they really have? But anyway, the answer to the question, yes, Terence Crawford is the boogeyman of the welterweight division. No one wants to step up, and because they're getting paid too well where they're at. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this answer. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.